Ever wondered how you can never miss a race of the NASCAR Napa Cup Series? Make sure to hit that red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you will never miss a race. And if you do miss one, well, go to the playlist tab, scroll down, and you will see at the bottom all seasons of the NASCAR Napa Cup Series organized in order, so that way you could go back and watch the archive of each race. Make sure to like and subscribe and enjoy. Here we go then. The playoffs are here for the Napa Cup Series. It is time to race here in Pocono. 12 of the best drivers from the season ready to battle it out for the ultimate prize in just 3 races. Who is going to take home the championship trophy here? 12 drivers, as I mentioned. 2 races in this first round before the championship 4. 8 drivers eliminated after this round. Here's the ones to watch. The first driver looking to win it all, win the Beann this season, is Chase Elliott in the 9 car. He starts from pole. All these drivers in the playoffs are situated by points order. So Kevin Harvick starts in second in that 4 car. 2 wins this season, more than anybody else. Look out for him. Kyle Busch, still winless, but managed to make it into the playoffs. He's towards the back of the playoff grid here. We'll see what he can do. And Denny Hamlin, he's at the very back, dead last in the playoff standings, starting P12 here today. We'll see what he can do. Also, look out for Joey Logano, who surprisingly has done absolutely nothing this season. Lots of wrecks, lots of bad runs for the 22 team. We'll see if he could get everything back on track after having quite the good season last time out, making the championship 4. As we now roll off, here is today's starting lineup. Jason Walsh is alongside APY League on the front row at NASCAR Fan 18 Forever, and Ethan Morales lining up behind them in row number 2. Row 3 is Myra Pont and The Crazy World. URL Racing Network and Earl Racing Network are in row number 4. Row number 5, we have Rodco Racing and I Am The One, and NASCAR's Fast Car is alongside TD Bank Cup Series in row 6. In row number 7, we have the Gaming Duo alongside CST31. The 44 car is Jimmy Johnson here today. Good Wrench Cup Series and the NASCAR Nick 22 are behind them in row 8. Row 9, Cedarmont Racing Network is alongside SMCS Racing Network. And in row 10, we have Hurricane Michael and Lively M42. Behind them, Mauricio Parada and Arzaqua 5775 line up in front of Skill 7 and Trevor Banana. Lining up behind them, we have Luigi Plush Productions and Supercarter Jake. Bryce's Sports and Plushies is alongside Don Morris for today's event. And behind them, Team FTINT Hub and Phoenix Uwu is in front of Legible Abyss and 84 reenactments. And that is the full grid for today's race. 8 laps up ahead of these drivers here today in Pocono. And of course, it's a triangular track. It's a strange track. The stage is 2, 2, and 4 laps long. Very short stages. It's a very short race by the series standards, but we'll see what happens as the green flag now flies. And we are underway. Look at Stenhouse already hopping out. I believe Kyle Busch has jumped down to the bottom and taken him 4 wide back there as Chase Elliott. There goes Kyle up the inside as Elliott leads him into the first corner. Kyle Busch already up to 3rd from starting deep in this field. As coming out of the corner, Busch with that inside line just has the advantage. But Chase Elliott now clear. He can block down these straightaways as they head into the tunnel turn. Turn number 2 for the first time today. Elliott strongly in front, but here comes Kyle Busch trying to make a challenge for that top spot into turn 3. Not a very good place for making a pass with the shortest straightaway on the track right before as they head back out onto the front straightaway. To complete the opening lap of this race, Elliott Still holding on, despite the fact that that 18 car is fast, and Stenhouse has moved up as there's a crash coming out of turn number 3 on the opening lap. Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney, along with Chris Buescher, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, and more involved. I believe Corey LaJoie is the other car of the 7 who got a piece that I haven't mentioned. A bunch of cars into the wall here on just the completion of lap 1, starting the second lap. A big hit for Buescher, who went into that pit wall. And everybody, I should say, appears to be okay from that incident, following a massive hit for a couple of drivers all into the inside wall, whether it was the pit wall or just that sort of barrier in between the pit lane. You could see Buescher there into the attenuator. That's no light hit. And then he went into the inside pit wall pretty hard as we get ready now for stage number 2. Also a 2-lap run, assuming we don't crash again. As the green flag is back out, how many wide will they be for turn 1? Well, Chase Elliott did not get a good start. Maybe some wheel spin or something, and he's being taken 4 wide as Harrison Burton goes up the inside of everybody there. But Kyle Busch leads Kevin Harvick in front of Stenhouse, Burton, and Chastain as they make their way down the Long Pond stretch and into the tunnel turn for the 3rd lap of today's race. Kyle Busch starting to pull away from Harvick just a little bit. Harvick, though, better exit out of turn number 2, on board with the 4 car right now as they head through turn number 3. Harvick with the better exit, it looks like. Maybe, they were about equal, but here comes the slipstream. Harvick to the inside of Kyle Busch, and Busch does not stand a chance unless he side drafts here, but no, Kyle just lets Harvick have the place for now. Maybe you'll try to get him down the Long Pond stretch into turn number 2. That is the second passing zone on the circuit, but Harvick has such a strong car. Kyle Busch, I think, got a little bit high out of turn number 1, did not get the exit he wanted. And Harvick manages to pull away, and that should be the end of this stage, essentially, as I don't think Kyle Busch is going to stand a chance. Into turn number 3 we go. Harvick leads Busch in front of Stenhouse, and as they come back to the line, Kevin Harvick will take stage number 2 in Pocono. Strong day so far for the 4 car and the 18 as well. Those two look like they are going to be the favorites to win today's race, as we will have 4 laps to go on the restart for stage 3. So Harvick wins. Kyle Busch picks up a good 9 points. How about Austin Cindric? 8 points for him. He passed Ricky Stenhouse apparently in that final corner, turn 3. Even though I said it was the worst passing zone, it's not impossible to pass there. As we get ready to go back green, stage 3 is underway. Cindric gets a good run. Elliott gets a good run. They're almost 4 wide for the lead headed down to turn number 1. Kyle Busch hanging tough on that outside line, though. He still has the advantage. Cindric on the bottom. Busch gets knocked up into the outside wall, I think, and with a bit of contact from Harvick. Elliott moves into second, but Austin Cindric now leads here in Pocono. Harvick with a massive run out of the corner. Gets up to the back bumper, but decides to stay in line for now as they head down through the tunnel turn, the short chute, and down into turn number 3 for the 5th of 8 times here today. It's still Austin Cindric, though, leading the way. Now, just 3 laps to go. Here comes Harvick, though. Big slipstream down the front straightaway. Harvick takes back the race lead here in Pocono. Kyle Busch really slow on the racetrack. He's lost about probably 5-6 spots since he regained, control of his car in turn number 1. He is just on the fall here, as Austin Cindric now back down the inside through turn number 2. Harvick going to try to make this one stick around the outside. Contact made between the 2 and the 4, but it's Cindric who keeps the race lead, as here comes Kevin Harvick now. Cindric sideways. That's going to allow Harvick a run down the inside. Harvick now has the lead of this race. Cindric, though, side drafting. None of these guys have slipstream because they are the top 2 and they're not, bumper to bumper right now. Harvick, though, takes the lead by the time they get back to turn number 1. Cindric coming back at Harvick here down the Long Pond stretch. Is this move going to happen? I don't think it will. Austin Cindric looks to just be sitting in behind Kevin Harvick right now. Into turn 2 for the second to last time today. Harvick trying to win his third race of the season in advance. As you see Kyle Busch there now with the tire down. Final lap though in Pocono. It's Harvick over Cindric. Cindric down to the inside. Big slipstream for him. This is the battle for the lead down into turn number 1. Can Cindric make the move? They make contact, and Harvick's around into the wall. Austin Cindric, as the caution comes out, will win and advances to the championship 4 as Kevin Harvick crashes hard in turn number 1. What a finish. Harvick is okay, but he's going to take a big blow in the points because of that, as Cindric, for the first time ever, gets to do some burnouts here in the series. Here's the move, just down the inside. Great move by Austin Cindric. Great defense by Kevin Harvick, but I think in the end, that's what got Harvick, as it pushed Cindric to the bottom. Cindric did not come up the racetrack, and he had a very compromised line and ran in the side of Harvick. That one's almost self-inflicted, but also the two's fault at the same time. That's a racing incident right there. Harvick's team radio can't play it for censorship reasons. Not happy, as here you see the results. Earl Racing Network picks up his first win in the series. Ross Chastain pulled up into second there after Harvick crashed and after he passed Chase Elliott there late in the race with about a lap and a half to go. Bubba Wallace ends up P4 in this race. Don't even ask me how that happened. Along with Harrison Burton, a rookie, in 5th place. Throughout the rest of the grid, you can see some notable names. Corey LaJoie finishing P12. That might be a career best on a non-super speedway for LaJoie. I'll have to double check that. I actually have no clue. But as well, Chase Briscoe recovers from dead last to 17th. I believe Cole Custer was also on the back row of the grid for this race, so he went from 31st to 18th there as well. Not bad for him. And now you could see the DNFs in this race. Harvick, AP Wiley, CST 31, Cedarmont Racing Network. A lot of drivers out. Buscher, Logano, Keselowski, Blaney and Bowman. So many drivers out of this race in the end. Most of them, actually, all but one of them out of this race because of that lap 1 incident. Well, technically lap 2 incident. As here's the playoff grid. Austin Cindric has found himself racing for a championship now in Kansas in 2 races time. Chase Elliott is 23 points above. That's pretty much good enough for 2 bad stages if he really needs it. But again, none of these guys can afford a bad race. Denny Hamlin, 22 points out right now. Not a must-win for anybody, but very close. Kyle Busch was well inside of the playoff cut line. He falls to 17 below because of that tire. Harvick is 8 points below. He should be up there probably ahead of Chase Elliott if it wasn't for that crash with Cindric on the final lap. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Next time out, honoring the return of the legendary racetrack, will be in North Wilkesboro for the round of 12 cutoff race to make the Final Four before we head off to Kansas to end the season. Make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.